Hello there, Tabletop Baseball subscribers. This is Earl, Tenacious Earl, back with another TBL game. We are. I'm going to try and cut down the intros a bit. I usually use video or some audio, a song, etc., before the game starts, and I think it's maybe unnecessary. I've been thinking about it. I'd like to kind of try and take a little time off the front of things, so let's just get started here. This one's going to be the Angels and the Padres. Now, I did have a graphic. Well, here's the records. Angels 2-1. The Padres lost 3 to start the season against Pittsburgh. This graphic is incorrect. I failed to realize for some reason when I did my analysis of the Angels, Ulysses Chassin, I thought he would start this season with the Angels, but instead he was actually with the Braves. So that is not accurate. It is not going to be Chassin. It is going to be Garrett Richards getting the start here. Now, it looks to me like he got injured pretty early in the season, and so that may have been the reason why they had to make some moves to get a different starting pitcher or something to that effect. Because Richards' ERA on his card is 2.34, so he was. Of course, that may also. I have to go back and look. I don't know if that included. Well, no, he wasn't listed as a relief pitcher, so he must have missed significant time for injury. So he'll get the start. Pomeranz will get the start for the Pods, and now I'm going to just get this back up here. Ballpark effects real quick, and then we will get on the road to completing this game. San Diego, this is a night game, so we need this column here. Only a 20 will be bad weather. 17, so average weather in San Diego means 6s on the singles and 5 and 10. For the home run check. And I haven't brought up my chat window yet, so just give me a second. I want to get started with the game. So actually, I'll just open it here for a moment. Let me see, what do we got? Petco, where home runs go to die. Yeah, not today for righties. 1 to 10 is not terrible, but all right. Angels. Mike Trout didn't need rest, and let's see. Yunel Escobar didn't need rest. They're both over 600. There's Yunel. He's not, but he is high enough that he didn't need to rest. So it'll be, and Drelton Simmons is going to try him in the leadoff spot. Escobar, Calhoun, Trout, Crone, Javatella, Perez, Nava, and Richards. Against, let me see who else has commented here. Hi, Mark Russell. Against Pomeranz, who has a pretty good card as well, so let's get going. Simmons against the lefty. And somehow, half of my, or 2/3 of my dice went flying. 1-8. Ground ball to second base. That'll be Amarista making the throw to first, and that is the first out. Escobar, 6-12. Pomeranz, a 1 injury, and that is immediately an injury roll. So, 6-12 is a ground ball to Pomeranz. He's going to have to make the play here. 3-E-14. 3 and 6. That's G3, and then 8 with an E14, and he makes the play, but he also may be injured by that play. 19. That's pretty high up there. He had 17 starts, so he doesn't have a maximum injury. 19 is 30 games, so that's quite a bad roll there. And now we're going to have to make some adjustments, which is always the way it goes, it seems. So he gets two outs and has to come out, and now we've got to scramble around here looking for someone to... I think Stratomatic might have missed the mark on their injury roll. I'm tempted here at some point. What I might do in the very, very near future, I think what I would do, roll this. If it's 1-15, the injury occurs after the game. If it's 16-20, it occurs during the game. So, in other words, he fights through it, but then he's out for the number of games. Because I just think the way they administer it just seems like it's going to come up every game. They're going to go with Perdomo. I don't think he has pitched yet. He did take 3 innings in their first game. He's going to get at least 2 and maybe 3 here. So, well, if anything, that helps San Diego. It makes a lefty to righty all right off the bat. And he has a 1 injury, so if they get another 6-12, you can imagine that I'm going to be frustrated even more. So, I just did something here again. Sorry, I'm trying to intermingle 3 different things here. So, okay, so Cole Calhoun with 2 outs. 4-7 lefty single. I don't... Yeah, that's a great question. Utah Mike wonders if he's going to pitch again. I'll take the liberty of looking this up. When is he out of my lineup here? After week 10, that's 30 games. That's right at the edge. So 12. We're in. This is game number 4. He's gonna go out 36. He might get 1 more start out of that. So, but he is on the edge there. He didn't get to 20. If it would be a third. But see, he got the 30. So 30 would have been the most that he could. They're not gonna hold Calhoun on. And with Trout at the plate, he's not gonna try and. What did I do something wrong here? No, I went off of Perdomo's left card. Sorry, I'm thinking too much here. 4-9 against a righty. Ground ball to short. 6-4. Fielder's choice. And that's the end of the first. Top of the first. End of the top of the first. I feel like Michael, what's his face in... can't remember the character's last name, but it's Michael. And it's in The Office, where Dwight is not the assistant manager, he's the assistant to the manager. So, but Pomerantz, he might get another start, but, I'm sure that Stratomatic in their wisdom would say that, would be hoping that if someone got that 6-12 when he's pitching, that you're going to roll, maybe a 10 at worst or whatever. Missing 1 start, not such a big deal. Missing 6, that's pretty tough. Padres, so they're going to get to the bottom, still tied at nothing. We'll see if they can get a win in the board here today. John Jay leading off. Amarista at second base. Spangenberg had to rest. Also, Solarte is injured. So it's going to be Amarista at second. Will Myers first base. Matt Kemp left. Brett Wallace will be at third. Melvin Upton Jr. in right. Derek Norris behind the plate. Lexi Ramirez, shortstop, and Perdomo. And we might just as well, we'll just put that there. Oh, and you know something else? Since, I almost forgot. Perdomo ends up starting. So, I mean, he's going to be in this, he'll be starting pretty soon. But he has a hitter's card. He gets so many starts, so we can get rid of the number 6 pitcher's hitting card that was going to be used for Pomerantz. So, let me put it back in the pile here so I don't lose it. Michael Scott, yes. Very good. Mr. Mark Russell is on the money with the Office reference. I was recommending that show to my parents. They were looking for a new Netflix show to watch. And so, John Jay against Richards. Richards has a real nice card. 4-8 against a lefty. Strikes him out. Amarista. 5-12. Oh, yeah, and Garrett Richards is a 6, so a 6-7 would be his bugaboo. 5-12 against a lefty. Ground ball to first. That's going to be Crone. C.J. Crone. 4-E-10. And where did all my charts go? 4-12. G3. 13 on an E10. And he underhands to Richards. That'll be the second out. Will Myers. 2-10. Ballpark home run. Righty 1-10. And San Diego would take a 1-0 lead. And it is gone. Will Myers parks one. And he gets one off of Richards. That'll be 1-0. On the 2-10. Sounds like a freeway. He sent it on the freeway. Matt Kemp. 5-8 against a right-hander. Double. So the Richards is card 234. Not bad at all. 1-3 record. So Kemp at second base, Brett Wallace. And 6-7. There you go. There you go. 6-7. And that is going to be at least a single, probably a double, and it is. That's going to score Kemp. And there is your injury roll. So, hi Larry Harris. So we have 2 pitcher injuries in the first inning. I could just imagine if someone did this in their first super advanced game, that they would probably just take Stratomatic and either A, swear off super advanced altogether, or they would say, I'm just going to play basic from now on. I can't handle it. So, Strat, they really need to think about the way that they're going to administer this in future seasons, because I think, it's all well and good. Now, I could roll this D20 here and get a 1, and then everything would be just fine. Let's roll it. It's a 2, so he's okay. But, I mean, to get an injury one injury for each team in the first inning of a game, it's, you know, it's insane, really. And actually, wait a second. So Brett Wallace, what did I do? See, and that's what happens, is it throws you off, and then you make mistakes because you're not paying attention fully, and you're getting distracted by the thoughts that this is just not. So Brett Wallace, I rolled a 6-7. Brett Wallace is a lefty. 6-7 is a 1-12. We rolled the D20 on the 1-12, and it was 16. So that makes it a ground ball to first base, so the inning will be over. So that is the end of the inning. They score 1 run. But and Richards does not get injured, but we're probably going to hit 6-7 at least one more time with him. And I'm sure that in theory, and maybe even in percentage, it's the right play, or it's the right, it doesn't quite, I don't know, the spirit of the game gets messed up if, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, I watch quite a few baseball games in a season, and I don't often see there occasionally you see a guy have to come off the field injured. But, you don't see it like 3 times a game a pitcher gets hauled off. I mean, maybe he feels a twinge, and at the end of the inning, they sub him out. But I just feel like the way that it's administered, sure, it's going to get you some statistical accuracy if you play it this way. If you play in a league where you're trying to simulate a guy's, like a fantasy league using Stratomatic, this will help simulate when your guys are going to get injured and stuff, and how often. But I don't know. For the money you spend, you'd think that they'd have it a little better. The implementation would be a little better. They could give more guidance on how best to use this in certain situations. So, but I guess it's okay. It's a game. It's not like it's the end of the world or anything. CJ Cron, 6-4 against a righty. Ground ball to third base. That'll be Brett Wallace. Brett Wallace, he's got a steel glove there at third, a 5 and concrete shoes. 5E27. 5-12. Does he escape the single? 5-12. Yes, G3. And my bandwidth is starting to degrade here. Probably just not the best day to be doing this, I guess. Maybe that's what we got here. 8-10. No error, but maybe maybe something's trying to tell me I shouldn't be playing today. Javatella. 4-4. Catcher X. Catcher Carlos. No, Derek Norris. 2E3. 216 foul out, and 12 E3 fouls out to the catcher. Carlos Perez. I know there are times here that I start kind of spouting about, and 112 hit by pitch. I prefer not to do that, but I don't know. I think that's a normal reaction to the rules that they sometimes get wrong. 3-10. That's a ground ball to second base. Throws to first, and Perdomo hits Nava. It's weird. I feel like you get just about the right number of batter injuries, but the pitcher injury thing, probably just going to either A, take some getting used to, or B, maybe I'll never get used to it. And like Mr. Utah Mike says, maybe a house rule is in order at some point here. I've thought about it. I've thought about saying I'm going to roll a D20 after I get that roll and say, at the very least 1 to 10 is he stays in the game, and maybe even like 1 to 15 stays in the game. But as much as I really hate to mess with the rules that Strat puts together. So 6-10. So Richards again, 6-7 would be the problem. 6-10 against a righty. There is a catcher X. This will be Perez 2-E2. 2-3. Wild pitch, but there's no wild pitch, so it'd be a ground out unless the 13 on an E2, and the 13 is not going to be a problem. 2-3 on the put out, and 1 out. 1-0 Padres still. 1 out here in the second. It'll be Norris, catcher. 5-8 against a righty, and that's another double off Richards' card. Richards at 5-8 seems to be the ticket right now. Alexei Ramirez. 4-10. No, it's off the camera. Sorry about that, guys. For some reason, I'm having trouble getting everything in the shot here. Maybe I need to move this over some. That'll help. 4-10 against a righty. Ground ball to shortstop. That will not move the runner over. He can't move on a grounder to short. So Perdomo, 2 outs. He gets his own card. 4-8 against a righty. Strikes him out. And Richards is like, man, I could use this pitcher hitting thing more often. No runs on a hit, and we're going to go to the third. See, in my status, injuries that come up in bunches, then you go a while without injury. Think about it. I originally played where I cut injuries in half. Yeah, I mean, that would be, I don't know. It depends. It depends on what you like, and it's a tough call. I mean, I like realism, and I'm not sure. I think that, I feel like the mathematics should work out where the roles that they decide are what are necessary are probably the real statistical, manifestations of the way it should work out, but I don't know. I guess it's the way it's implemented probably as much as anything. 5-6. He's batting. This is Richards. He's batting from the right side, and a 5-6 is a strikeout. See, because like I said, if they're going off of injuries, and this is just general injuries, there are a lot of pitchers who don't have an injury take them out of the game. Instead, they have an injury that ends up, they're able to finish the game, and a lot of times they do because they've got adrenaline working and stuff like that. But then the next game, then they go out and they get the MRI, and then they see their structural damage or inflammation or whatever, and then they're like, okay, well, we're going to shut you down. So, in turn, what you do is I mean, what I think they should do is that they should have, like I said, this is what I would recommend to them in the future. Or even, you could do it absolutely right now. You could say, okay, here is the deal. You roll that D20 twice. The first time tells you if it's an injury now or at the end of the game. You know, if it's an injury that, okay, so it's either an injury that it's acute and you have to get out of there. You know, let's say a line drive off the head or something like that. That's something you're going to come out for. That does happen some, but it's a small percentage, I would say. It'd probably be like 20% at most. So you manifest that in the 16 to 20, or maybe the 15 to 20 if that's easier. The rest of them are cumulative injuries that are like, okay, well, this is going to crop up at the end of the game. You can pitch this guy as long as you want, but then when roll that D20 and it's going to tell you what the injury is going to be. You can use him the rest of the game, but once the game's over, he is done. You're going to have to shut him down for the number of games you rolled on that D20 the second time. That's how I would do it. And that may be what I do going forward. I think what I would do is I would wait until I get through the rotation once for each team. So that's what I think. That seems to be my analysis of knowing what happens in baseball. That would probably be my rectification, would be you decide what percentage of that you think should be something that is. And then, I mean, not only that, but then you have, okay, you roll that and it says, okay, at the end of the game. Then you roll again, and some of those it's going to be okay. So maybe it's something that will wait, but then as he plays through the game, he realizes, oh, he's okay, and it's not going to be a long-term injury. That's how I would do it. That may be how I do it. But because the stuff that, especially if you're playing with a pitcher hitting, it just becomes really, really tough. So Simmons with 1 out. It's 1-0 Padres, by the way, top of the third. Perdomo on the mound, 4-12. We don't get these kinds of stoppages in real baseball. Ballpark home run. Simmons, though, is a weak hitter of home runs. A 1 to 10 would be a single. And that's exactly what it is. So Simmons, let's see, Perdomo +2. So now if they do, so here's another. This is something that you could see come up here. So Perdomo is a +1, Norris is a +1, so that makes it +2. So you've got 19 here. The most you can have, I believe, is a 1 to 19. You can't have a 1 to 20. You can't have a sure shot. So if they hold on the runner, the best they can do is 1 to 19 anyway. Although what happens is that you automatically give them the base. So, or you give them the head start by doing that. So you have to hold them, but that's an interesting quandary. I think you hold him and then you have to try and let him get that 4. And he gets a 7, so that's not going to work out. But they're not holding him, so that's now an 8 with 1 out. You know what? With 1 out, they're not holding, but they're gonna hit and run here with Escobar. B hit and run. B7, and that's going to be a steal attempt, I believe. Wait, no, it's 4-7. So it does not go off the hit and run chart. It goes off of Perdomo's card, and that is a single 2-star. And that is excellent for the A's. Or the Angels, sorry, not the A's. So first and third, 1 out. Cole Calhoun looking to tie this ball game at least. 1-7. There's only 1 out, so that is a fly ball to left B. And Simmons, they're going to throw home. Let's see, what is the arm? It's a +1 arm. So Simmons, you get 14 up to 16, and then up to 17. They're not gonna try to get him. It's gonna be a sack. 7, tie ball game. holds the runner at first. 2 outs. Mike Trout. Escobar want to steal? No. Mike Trout reached on a fielder's choice to end the inning his first time at bat. 5-7 against a righty. And 1-5 double. That'll be a single 2-star. Another single, and that's 3 hits in the inning here. Off Perdomo. That's going to bring up Crone with a chance maybe to take the lead here. Trout's going to try to get a lead there. It's an 8. And a 2 on the D20. So the 2 would be a balk. And there's no balk rating for Perdomo. So that means does not get a good lead. 12, 13, 14. They are holding him. 1 to 10 chance. He's not gonna chance it here. I got a runner at third with 2 outs. You don't want to jeopardize that with a steal. 4-5 against a righty. Strikes him out, and that will end their half of the third. They get a run on 3 hits. They leave 2 of them on. So, bottom of the third, top of the order. Jay against Richards. 3-6. Let me see something here. 3-6 against a righty is a single. They won't be holding John Jay on. Let's see. Let's see. They're not holding him on. It's going to be Amarista. Just swing away here. 2-9. Fly ball to left. That's caught. That'll be 1 out. Daniel Nava gets that. Will Myers. 3-3, and that is a 4-6-3 double play. Probably should have tried. Was thinking about stealing with him without the good lead, and probably should have tried. 1-1, top of the fourth. Javatella. Go for 1, and that's a 2-8. Ground ball to Myers. Yeah, I mean, it's weird how much they changed this. So the pitcher got injured with a DH at 6-12. So, and then it was only the pitcher's injuries on the hitter's card, pitcher's hitting card, if the pitcher was hitting. So, it's a vast difference. Perez, 5-5. Fly ball to center field. That's 2 outs. Daniel Nava. .210, and Nava, he laces 1 into the gap. Does it have enough to get over the wall? It's probably not going to get there, and it doesn't. That'll be a double. And it's going to bring up Garrett Richards, who struck out in his first at-bat, and we'll see if he can maybe get a pitcher's card roll here. Nope, it's going to be a 1-4. That's not going to help him. 1-4 is a strikeout to end the inning. That's his second one of the game. All right, we're going to go to the bottom of the fourth. Still 1-1. Battle of Southern Cal. SoCal. Richards fresh off of whiffing. Will face the dangerous Matt Kemp. 5-10. Ballpark single against a righty. Ballpark single 1-6. And he gets it. How about that? Brett Wallace. Padres looking for their first win of the season. And a 1 on the D20 means we look at a wild pitch. 1-19 for Richards, so that is going to be an advance on the old WP. So we will roll again here. 4-7 against a lefty. Fly ball to center field. Halfway back and making the catch is Trout. That's the first out. Melvin Upton Jr. 3-7. 1-14 would be a single. Move the runner up to third base and you have to stop. Oh, it's a 20. That's a line out to third. Escobar makes the play and on a hot shot. And so Derek Norris 6-8. And it's a 6 for Garrett Richards, so we need a 6-7 for the injury, if you recall. 6-8 righty. Ground ball to second. That is Javatella. 4-10. They are not holding Kemp on. So it's still 4-4. 4-4. That is a sink. Oh, wait, that's pitcher. 4-4. Single 2 stars. That's going to score the run. That's going to put them ahead. And then 14 on the E10. No error. But that is a single. And into score comes Kemp. It's now 2-1. Derek Norris, the catcher. Not a bad steal candidate here. He'll try to get a lead. And a 7, he needed a 4 or a 5. Did I do a video on the use of the super advanced fielding chart? Probably not. I haven't done too many videos here lately as far as tutorials. So probably should at some point here. So they're holding on Norris. So that takes him down to 7 plus 5 because it's a plus 5 for Richards. And Perez means 12. 1-12. He's going to try to take the bag anyway. And he just barely makes the safe slide into second base. And it gives Ramirez a chance to try and score him for that third run. 3-4. Ground ball to first. And Crone takes it down to first himself. They do pick up the go-ahead run. 2-1 in San Diego in their quest for a victory in the win column there. And Dralton Simmons, first in the order here, 2-11. Fouls out to Norris, and that's the first out. Escobar against Perdomo, 4-10 against a righty. Ballpark single, need a 1-6. And bingo. The old 1. Escobar, not much of a steal threat here. Cole Calhoun. 4-8 against a lefty. Single to right. Escobar 1-10 speed. The right fielder -1 makes him 9. Now runner advancement you get to add 2 makes it 1-11. Tell you what, with 1 out, they're going to send him to third. See if he can get there. 1-11, he gets in there safely. Of course, this could also be a cutoff. Let me just check let me see, super advanced cutoff rule. Single no stars first or first and third. A plus B plus C plus D. Running speed plus outfielder's arm. So that is 10 plus 1, or 10 minus 1, 9. Not 2 outs, only 1 out. Right field add 2, so that makes it 1 to 11 again. Runner held, no. So that makes it back to, 9, 11, 12. So this is where the super advanced cutoff rule gets a little bit weird and solitaire, because now I've got to make decisions that. So Calhoun a 13. So it's a 1 to 8 if I cut it off, and so first off, you have to decide to send Escobar to third, which I think we would here with 1 out. So do the Padres send the throw to third to try to get him, or do they cut it off? Then do the Angels decide whether to send Calhoun to second, which would then allow for a throw on a 1 to 8. Just gets really awkward. And so what we're going to do is simplify it and say that they're going to try to get Escobar at third. 1 to 12. Because he was not held on. 1 to 12. And he is safely at third. And the Angels did not want to. Well, let's see. We'll say he does advance on the fielder's choice. A second and third, 1 out. Mike Trout. They could walk him to load the bases. They're going to swing to him. This could be a mistake. 6-8 against a righty, and that is a huge mistake. Potential triple. It's going to at least be a double, and that is a 4. That is a triple for Mike Trout. Scores 2 on the play, and it is now 3 to 2. They're not holding Trout on. So CJ Crone, 5-6 against a righty. Strikes him out. Oh, wait a second. Ooh, maybe not. Was that 5-6 against a righty? That's a strikeout with a dot. Now here we go. 1, 2, 3. That is his third hit. Got to play by the rules here, don't I? That's another hit. That becomes a single 2-star. Trout scores because with the dot. So we're going to have to make a change here now. I don't know why I didn't see that before. You know what? They're gonna keep Perdomo in the game. Try to have him finish out this inning. Javatella, 6-3 against a righty. Ground ball to Perdomo, 4E30. Ooh. 4 and a 4. I got some low rolls here lately. 4 and a 4 single. 10 on the E30. Single and an error. He not only can't get there quick enough. 1 base error, E1. Call this 6. And, man, I'm making a mess. Okay. They're also short because Robbie Erlin is tired, and so they really. So second and third. Carlos Perez. They're gonna play the corners in. He's gonna try to. He's gonna try a safety squeeze here. A bunt and a 10. Or no, B bunt and a 10. One and 2. So with a 1 and 2 count, he'll swing away. 2-2. And that's a line out to third base. And line out to the third baseman, and that third baseman throws to second. 5-4. They get Javatella leaning the wrong way, and that will get them out of the inning. They get 3 runs. Kind of an awkward inning there. A lot of moving parts. But Perdomo leads this one off, so they will go ahead and grab a pinch hitter now. Leaving him in there for Javatella didn't hurt anything, but if he came out for Cron, that might have saved him. So they're going to bring in Jabari Blash. Or Blash. I don't know. I should look that up. So Perdomo, he goes, 4 1/3. 2, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So do I still have the... No, I guess I don't. I was hoping maybe I had the pronunciation guide open still. This game's going to take a while, guys. Man, this is... So, Blash, 3-8. 3-8 strikes out. He's probably not going to stay in the game. John Jay, 2-4. Ballpark single, needs a 1 through 6, and he gets it. Well, I think that's his second ballpark single. They won't hold him on. Going to have Amaris to go ahead and swing away here. 4-5 against a lefty. Ground ball to shortstop. This is probably going to be a double play. Simmons a 1 E14. 1 and 13 is going to be a G1. And 11 on the E14. No error. Again, thought about sending the runner there and just balked at it, and might have given him another chance with Will Myers. So instead, it's still 4-2. We're going to the 6th. New pitcher for the Padres. Go with Carlos Villanueva. Richards can go. We'll let Richards go one more inning. So Nava against Villanueva. 2-8. Pops out to short. 1 away. Nava 1 for 2, or 1 for 3 now. Richards batting from the right. 1-9. Strikes out. 2 quick outs. Andrelton Simmons. He is 1 for 3. 2-11. Fouls out to the catcher. That's his second time doing that. And I think that's the second 2-11 roll he's experienced. So that's a quick half inning there. Go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-2. Will Myers. 4-8 against a righty. And he strikes out. So he homered in his first at bat and then grounded in double play. Now struck out. That's 1 out. Matt Kemp. 1-7 fly ball to center, and Trout hovers under that and makes the play. Brett Wallace. 2-7 strikeout. Richards, he will probably give him another inning. Let him go the 7th, see if he can get through that. Villanueva in his second inning of work. His spot may come up next inning, so this will likely be it. Yunel Escobar, 6-5 against a righty. Ground ball to short. That's going to be Ramirez, 4E22, 4-1. That's going to be a single. And 16 may be an error. 16 on E22. No error, just a single, but still, they'll take a single. Cole Calhoun, they are not holding Escobar on. They're going to hit and run here, though. B hit and run. B9 goes off the chart with it being a 1, 2, or 3. B9 leader. Ground ball to short, batter safe, lead runner out. So that is 2-4. Fielder's choice, Calhoun. Unsuccessful in earning a base for his guy out there. So Mike Trout now. Calhoun, they're not holding him on. 4-10 against a righty. Ground ball to third base. That's Brett Wallace, 5E27. 5-2. Ugh. Single with 2 base advance. And then 13 on the E27. No error. But a single for Trout. He is 3 for 4. Up to third moves Calhoun. And Villanueva is a hitter walk away from being tired. C.J. Crone. They're going to play the infield in here. 3-6. 3-6, that's a fly ball to center field. And Calhoun, a 13. Center field +2 arm for John Jay. They're going to make the throw. It's going to be 15, 16, 1-17. They're going to have to try and get the run at home, though. 1-17 is safe. 18, 19, or 20 is out. And he is in there safe. Trout moves up on the fielder's choice. And that is a sacrifice. And that's because it was a... what was that one? might have been 4-9. I can't remember. Wait, 3-6? Is that it? Oh, yeah, 3-6. Fly ball to center field, B question mark. Means that you can try to send the runner from third, and that's what they did, and they get a run out of it. It's 5-2 now. So now Trout at second base. Javatella at the plate. 5-7 against a righty and a single to left. Head start for Trout. Off on the contact. And so now 1-17 for Trout. Excellent intuition. Makes him a 19 with 2 outs. I'll say they were holding him on. Make him a 18. And then it was 5-7, means a single to left, +1, back to 19. They're going to let him score and keep Javatella at first. Maybe they should have done that last. Another run in, and that's going to mean Villanueva is tired. See, that's 2 runs. It's now 6-2. They're going to try and let Villanueva finish this inning out. Carlos Perez, 6-9 against a righty, and that's a strikeout. That is 1, 2, 3 outs. Ends the inning. Painful inning. Padres are just not a very good team. So Richards, yeah, they'll try to let him get through this. If he gets the 27 batter, then Melvin Upton Jr. 5-7 against a righty, walks. Derek Norris. Let's see, he's gonna try and get a good lead. 4, 5, or 6. 9 won't do it. Richards +5. They are holding him. 1-15 chance. He's going to try to steal. Takes the base. Derek Norris, he is going to, I guess he's going to swing away here. 5-4 against a righty. Ground ball to third base. 4E25. So, not a sure thing here with Escobar. 4E25, 4-10, G3, and then 10 on the E25, third base. No error. He wasn't being part of the hold on the runner at second, so G3, runner at second. It's not to the right, so that he'll have to hold. That'll be a 5-3. First out, Alexei Ramirez. Thinking about pinch hitting here, but let's go ahead and swing away with Ramirez. 4-5. Ground ball to shortstop. 1E14. That's probably going to be an out. Simmons. 1-1. Now let's see. They were going to be. Well, were they going to hold Upton on? I think they have to, because otherwise he would have a 14 +5. He'd have a great chance of getting to third, so they're holding him. And let's see, it's Ramirez, a righty, so that means that the second baseman would have responsibility. So it's still a 1E14, so I think that they will survive that, as the one is a G3 with a pound sign. The pound sign means that if he's being held by the fielder in question, it's a single, but instead it's the second baseman. If Ramirez had been a lefty, that would have been a problem. So, and then you've got 10 on the E14. That's not going to be an error. So that'll be a 6-3, no advancement. Now we have to I forgot to put in P3 here, so now we get 9C. And they will pinch hit with Adam Rosales. Actually, they're calling him back. They're going to go with Corey Spangenberg. Here in the bottom of the 7th. He is a 16 runner. Pretty quick. So here we go against Richards. Spangenberg trying to drive in a run. 1-6. Double one, single, 2-star otherwise. That is going to get the run home. It is a single for Spangenberg, and that's going to bring in Upton Jr. on the 2-star single. So if you're not familiar with the computer cards, some of these are a little bit tricky. This means double with 2 stars with a 1 roll, single 2 stars. So the number in between is always the split, the final number of the double one. So double one, single the rest. And so he does get that. And let's see. Is he going to try to get a base here? They're going to try and let Richards get through this inning. He's getting close. Spangenberg will try to get a lead here. He needs a 3. Gets an 8. They aren't holding him on, so that will be a 1-11. He's going to try to take second. And he gets caught stealing. That'll end the inning. Jay at the plate, lefty, 2-6. They do get a run. Trying to help this team out. It's tough to do. They're not particularly adept, and that'll probably be it for Richards. So they do get 1 run. It's now 6-3. So it's a save situation. All right, now Villanueva, he was pinch hit for. So it's the 8th inning. We're going to go with, let's see, is Brad Hand, he pitched in game 3. Moorer pitched in game 4. They're going to go with Brad Hand here. Give him a hand. So he's rated for 2 innings, so they might let him go that. +5. Villanueva went 2 innings. Pitched to 9 guys. Okay. Richards has thrown to his last batter. He is being given a hearty handshake there by his teammates. Daniel Nava will lead off 5-10, batting from the right side against the lefty hand. 5-10, ground ball to third base. This is Brett Wallace, but you could go a couple games without a third base X, and this time we've gotten 2. And they might get away with it here. 5-18, that's a G2, and 10 on the E27. And he makes a good play on that one. That'll be the first out. So Richards will not hit here. They will they're going to give Cliff Pennington an at-bat here. He hasn't... Actually, no, they won't. He doesn't hit very well against lefties. Let's think about this a little bit. Look at Craig Gentry. pinch hit in the 8th. He's also a pretty good runner, 16. He doesn't have a great card against lefties either, but could use Pujols. We're giving him the day off, so not for any reason other than just trying to give C.J. Cron a chance here. 2-7. Hit by pitch plus injury. That was bound to happen here at some point to Gentry. When you get an injury in the 7 column, you know that he's going to get injured. So I don't think he is going. I don't think he hit. I mean, he's an uncarded player, so he does not have any injury limits. So here we go. And a 14. He's out 4 games. I forgot to write down here. Pomerantz. 30-game injury. And now Gentry. 4 games. See, the thing is both him and Nava got injured in this season. So Nava, you can see he also has an injury on the 6 column, or not the 6 column, but 6 roll in the 1 column there. So he's a guy that's going to get injured a bit. So they have Rafael Ortega who will also. We need a pinch runner, and that will be. Pinch runner, they will use. Hold on a second here. Let's see. I guess the A's don't really have a pitcher that's got much. Lincecum eventually comes on. He's got a 1-14. He's pretty fast. Chacin does as well. They're going to bring in the guy, their starter from last game, Matt Shoemaker, to run. He's a 1-10. So, try and conserve bats and whatnot with a pretty good lead here. 1 out. Simmons at the plate. 6-8 against a righty. Walks him. Yaniel Escobar. Brad Hand has a 0 injury rating, so 2-5, 2 column is a disaster for the Padres. That is going to be a 1. It could be a triple. The rest will be singles. And it's a 2. Just avoids the triple. Single 2 stars. Oh, and the hit by pitch, I didn't have Shoemaker move up. So single 2 stars. That's going to move. It's going to bring Shoemaker home. He's going to score a run. To third goes Simmons, and here is Cole Calhoun. Finally, they get a lefty again. 5-8 against a lefty. Ground ball to second base. 3-E-8. 3-6. G3, they were not holding on Escobar, so that is G3, and then 9-6 is 15. E8 at second base, 15, no error. Wait, hold on. That's a G3. Everybody advances. They weren't playing the infield in. That's the second out. I got confused. I thought that was the third out, but it's only the second out. That means Mike Trout's going to come up here against Hand. Escobar at second. 2 runs across. Just trying to get through this game now. 1-8 walks him. CJ Crone. And you know what? I keep going off the left side. The right side, I mean. What am I doing? How much of this have I missed? I got Hand's card there. Escobar got a single. That was off of this. That's actually a double. Boy, I really flubbed that somewhat there. So this was off of, that was off the left-hand side at Gentry. I think I did fine up to there. Now Simmons, what did Simmons have? He got walked. Where did I do the walk? That was the 6-8. So here, so this is where, you know, if you're new to the game, everybody makes mistakes. Just have to remain calm. It's easy to fix. You just got to use your noggin. So Escobar had a 2-5. That was the triple single combo, and I rolled a 2. Correct, because I said, ooh, just about got the triple. So it's a double instead because it's against a lefty. So let's make it right here. So Shoemaker definitely scores. Simmons could have a chance to score. I think what we will do is keep him at third. Double. So then on the advance here, he scores. Escobar goes to third. This was basically like a ground ball C. Then the walk to Trout. And then what did I just do something here? I don't recall if I rolled Crone yet. This was basically like a ground ball C. Then the walk to Trout. Can't remember if I rolled CJ Crone. I have a 4-3 down here. But I don't think that was it. I'm going to re-roll everything here. So whether I rolled it or not, so it's against the lefty. First and third, 2 outs. Again, the point is, so against the lefty, 112. We need to re-roll the D20. It's a ballpark effect chance here. 1 to 12 is a single. 18, that'll be a line out to short. That'll end it. So, Angel fans, if you are unhappy about how that went down, I can completely understand. But not much I can do about it, and I think you guys are, barring some kind of a miracle, that's 2 runs. It is now 8-3, going to the bottom of the 8th. Trout is a double, isn't it? Yeah, I think you were right. That's what I forgot to do that. Yeah, never mind. Again, I didn't get it right, did I? Yeah, you're right. That's what I'm... Just a second. I think they got another run. Thanks for reminding me, because I tried to gloss it. I didn't try to gloss it over. I did gloss it over. So the walk was 1-8, which over here 1-8 is a single 2-star. And so that would score Escobar. So there we go. Now I am... So then Cron... So was there a double that Crone would have gotten? I think it should have been a strikeout. I think this is correct. This is correct now. So they got 3 runs. So we're getting there. 9-3. The misery continues for the Padres. I feel bad for San Diego fans. They're not gonna there's gonna be no San Diego fans watching my channel before long, because not that there were many to begin with. All right, Richards is relaxing on the bench, laughing at me from above, trying to control all these players. He goes 7 innings. He faced 27 batters. And so it's not a save situation anymore. They're going to go looking for someone to have some fun out here for the Angels and try not to mess it up too much. Okay, I had not rolled Cron. Okay, good. Or Crone. I keep saying Cron. It looks like it should be Cron, but I'm pretty sure it's Crone. Him and his cronies. Well, the only pitcher that has not thrown a pitch yet for the Angels is Salas, so they will give him a run out here. He has not thrown yet in the new season, so now is a good time, and he ends up with the Mets. That's why. Salas. He does not get injured. +1 hold, -2, so -1. Okay, well, he'll face the top of the order. Just trying to get this game done, man. This is it's fun, but man, I'll tell you what, when you start botching things, 6-8 against a lefty, ground ball to second base, and Jay is 2 for 4. He was, both times he was on base, he was knocked out by a double play. 1-7 and a single for Amarista, 1 for 4. They're not going to hold him on. It's going to give him an automatic lead there. And the -1 makes it 1-18. He's going to take off. Stolen base. So Will Myers, 6-8 against a righty. Fly ball to right field. B. And I'm trying to remember if it's... So, yeah, Amarista 13. I'm trying to remember my calculation. And you don't just, some of these you don't use very much. So it's +2 for the throw to third base. So 1-15. Only a 20 means he'd be out. He's going to try and advance here. 1-15 because he's a 13 runner. Add 2. 1-15 means he's safe at third. 16 through 19 means he will hold up, and he holds up at second base. So 2 outs, Matt Kemp. 2 on the D20. We check. Well, we don't even need to roll that. It would have been balk, but a 0 balk rating, so re-roll everything. 6-9 against a righty, and a double will score the run. 9-4. Salas gives up a run there, and the inning's still going. Brett Wallace. There's a 1-6. Strikes out. That'll end the inning. They've gotten 4 singletons. In some games that might have been enough, but in this one, Their pitching just couldn't come through enough, and so Brad Hand, he's gonna. You know what? We're not gonna use Hand for a second inning. We'll pick a different guy here. Let's see. Yeah, Erlin is not available. They'll go with Fernando Rodney. He hasn't pitched much yet, so help from the peanut gallery. Yeah, well, I mean, I appreciate the help. You know what? I got to say this. There have been times when I definitely have not been the most graceful when it comes to having things pointed out that are incorrect. But most of all, I just want to get it right. And part of it for me is, you know, and it's probably this way for plenty of people. I just don't like being wrong. That's a human flaw of mine. So just, I hope you can accept my apology for ever snarking at anybody. But let's see. I forgot to put down here. P4 and P5. All right. So Javitella against Rodney. Just, you know the way it is. Sometimes you just get so caught up in the moment. Righty. It's actually worse when it's the Phillies replay because okay, walk. So Rodney gives up a walk there. That's not very reassuring for the manager. Carlos Perez, 1-6, pops out to Alexei Ramirez. Daniel Nava. Let's see, Javitella, does he? It'd be kind of bush league to run here with a lead, but with a large lead. 2-12. 2-12, and Daniel Nava gets a hold of it. It is long, and it is gone. That is insult to injury. He touches up Fernando Rodney. The closer doesn't have his wits about him here in the non-save situation, and he gives up a good old-fashioned tater. And it's gone double digits here at Petco Park. What do we got now? That's 2, 5, 10, 11. 11-4. Just when you thought it was safe to fall asleep here, you would have missed that. They'll give... against a righty, they'll give Pennington a shot now. Pinch hit here in the ninth. Man, this is probably going to be the longest game I've played. It's all good and everything, but man, the injuries, the mistake, it's all right. But and then all the runs. We've had 11 runs here for one team. That adds up after a while. 3-8, and he grounds out to second base. That's the second out. And let's drop this a bit so we can see Simmons. Yeah, they'll let Simmons hit. I was thinking we'll probably give him the ninth inning off here. 4-8 against a righty, a walk. Oof. Yanel Escobar, Fernando Rodney, he has reached his point of weakness here. 3-11, ground ball to first. Rodney darts over, and so that'll be it for Rodney here. Unless, well, that's 2 runs. Going to the bottom of the 9th, and we got to make some changes. And the changes I'm going to make, might be a mistake to do this, but take our chances. Pennington is not much of a drop. We'll have Pennington stay in the game at shortstop just for giggles, and we will put P3. Actually, we'll just up here. And so the next pitcher will be oh, that's San Diego, that's why. Padres will be no shooting arrow today, no. And you're right, Demos. It's gonna be a long season for the Pods here. Alvarez will come in and finish off this game, the lefty. Salas went 1 inning. Long game. This is going up to an hour and a half here, guys. This is we need some commercial breaks, right? Okay, so and we need to make the switch here. We're going to have Pennington play it short. Actually, what I should have done was had him play. Is it too late? Yeah, it's too late. Next time what I would do is I would have him come in at second base and take over for Javatella. But in this kind of game, don't think it's going to matter. Calhoun against Alvarez. 1-6. That'll be a pop out to Crone. Pujols getting the day off. Mike Trout. Wait, what am I doing? What the heck? Oh, I'm gonna get some fun comments about that. Let's start over here. Happy Mother's Day to you all. This is the day of mistakes. Melvin Upton Jr. Let's just go ahead. It was a 1-6 anyway. How about that? Now that is something else. Let's just remark on that. 1-6 pop out to first base for Calhoun there. That's what I first reported, right? That's what it would have been for Upton Jr. Guess what I get? I get a 1-6. That's priceless. 1 out, Derek Norris. I guess that's why you should look at the lineup before you just go grabbing a batch of cards and rolling dice. 3-7, strikes out, 2 down. 2 strikeouts, and neither of them off of Alvarez's card. And here comes Alexei Ramirez. They're gonna give somebody a chance to take a swing here at Alvarez. Yeah, they'll let Alexei Ramirez strike out here, and that'll be the ball game. Here we go, 4-2 against a righty. Ground ball to short. Up with it is Pennington here, as we made the change, and so he gets credit for an assist before the game is over. And that will be it here at Petco. It may be the place where fly balls go to land inside the park. But in this day, the Angels were figuring out a way to put up 11 runs. And the winner will be Garrett Richards, getting the benefit of a nice offensive output from his teammates. The loser will be Luis Perdomo, who was in the game for the 4 runs up through the 5th. So, yeah, so injuries, you have Gentry with a 4-game injury, you have Pomerantz with a 30. So that will be pretty rough there to deal with. But that's what we got, and that's the way it goes. Garrett Richards, he actually got a roll for it. but he ended up, I think, with a 2, which meant he could stay in the game. All right, we're over an hour and 30. Let me see something here. We will be kind. No judgment zone. As long as dice are rolling, it's good. Yeah. We just play the game. We do our best. Some days we do well. Other days we make it a you-know-what show. And then you just go ahead and laugh it off and try again the next time. So that's what we'll do. All right, I'm going to sign off here. Interesting game. A lot of fun. There's some injuries, some exasperation at times from me, but in the end, it comes down to an 11-4 final score. Angels moved to 3-1. They're looking pretty good here to start. They haven't really played a tough schedule yet. The Angels, they did play... who came out? Was that Toronto? They did play Toronto, so that they did well against Toronto, 2-1. So, you can't sniff around about that. That's worth it. But you have to think they're going to be playoff team. So, but we'll just have to see. All right, Toronto, not the Angels. The Angels, you'd think probably on the edge, maybe. So, yeah, baseball demos, we do make mistakes. Unfortunately, we're the type of people that don't like to make mistakes. And the quicker you can learn to accept the mistakes you make, the quicker it will be that you stop waking up at 4 a.m, seeing somebody saying, "Oh, you forgot to do this," and then have it prevent you from getting back to sleep, which has happened before with me. But I think I've gotten to the point now where, people are just trying to be helpful, and I appreciate that help for the most part. As long as it's good-natured help, and I think almost all of it is, if not all of it. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to sign off here. As far as tabletop Earl goes, I haven't heard from him today. Maybe I'll give him a text here, see how things are going. But hopefully, I know he's got some... Will I be putting up a stat site like before? Here's the thing. I have one. I'll put it out here eventually. Just so early that the stats are kind of... I don't want to say meaningless, but it's just a small sample size. But yes, I do have one, and I will publicize the link very soon. So, goodbye. Thanks for watching. I got to go back upstairs and try to be the husband I should be on Father's Day. So I snuck a game in. Woohoo. Till next time, strat on, guys, and have a great Mother's Day. Especially any ladies who might happen on here. We'd love to have more of you be interested in the games. Not just strat, but baseball. But there are plenty who are. So if you happen on this, leave a comment. Happy Mother's Day, and have a great day.